Oh, there. Yep. Countdown to the debate just at the bottom of Fox News. So predictable. Countdown to the debate. 11 hours and 38 minutes and 42 seconds, if I got that right. It's 8:21:18 on a Wednesday morning. It will air at 8 o'clock tonight right here on KCMO. So if you're in the car then or just want to be listening versus viewing, KCMO Talk Radio is the place to be. Only place in town that'll be having the debate on tonight, by the way. So you got 8 folks on the stage. Obviously, the Trumpster's not going to be there. So you got Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Chris Christie, Doug Burgum, and Asa Hutchinson. Here's what I would expect from each of those candidates on the debate stage tonight. And I was going through this last night. I was like, all right, what are we going to get from each guy or gal in the debate tonight? So from Ron DeSantis, I believe you're just going to get steady. I don't think DeSantis is going to knock this thing out of the park tonight. He's proven, unfortunately, to not be all that good in these types of settings. And, I think he's got a great track record. I'm very impressed by what he's done in Florida. But do I think that Ron DeSantis is going to knock it out of the park tonight in this debate in Milwaukee? No, I don't. But I think he'll be steady. I don't think he's going to hurt himself, but I think he'll be steady.
Yeah, I like your analogy here because all of a sudden I equated it to the home run derby in the All-Star game, right? You're going to get some softballs. You got a pretty good chance to knock them out of the park here. But, if you go to the warning track, that's okay. But,
Well, is it really okay? Because you got to hit the home run in the home run derby.
I'm saying, if you're missing by just hitting the warning track, but if you're just swinging and missing, if you're just driving them out to the outfield.
I think DeSantis will get him to the warning track.
Yeah, okay.
But he won't hit any home runs.
Aha.
Vivek Ramaswamy is the guy that, to me, is going to hit a few home runs tonight. Now, I don't know that it's going to take him into the number 2 spot behind Trump, and that's really all that matters tonight, who maybe takes over that number 2 spot. But every time Vivek Ramaswamy is in one of these settings, he does well. And by the way, he's done the most media of anybody on this debate stage tonight, and not just friendly media. The guy's going wherever they'll have him. He's going on Charlemagne the God, which is a popular nationally syndicated hip-hop show. And by the way, they're not friends with the guy. They don't like the guy. They race bait and race hustle all day on that show. And here they got, the son of immigrants who's become a multimillionaire many times over selling the American dream. And they're like, no, this is a racist country. And he handled himself perfectly. So I think Vivek Ramaswamy is going to be wordy, but he's going to have a good night. And there's a lot of people who, are just going to start getting engaged who will be impressed by him. Mike Pence. I think what you're going to hear tonight from Mike Pence is a lot of the under the prior administration. He won't say Trump's name. He can't say Trump's name. But he's got to brag about those accomplishments. And that's why there's no lane for Mike Pence in this entire race. There's none. And the guy hates his former boss. His former boss hates him. But his accomplishments are tied to his former boss. So, what are you going to do? This is impossible for Mike Pence to gain any momentum. But God bless him. I think he's a great man. I think he did all the right things as the VP, start to finish. But I don't think it's going to be all that impressive tonight from Mike Pence. Tim Scott. It's going to be story hour with Tim Scott tonight. Tim Scott's goal tonight is to come across the South Carolina Center as the happy warrior, make sure people know his story that he famously told at the 2020 convention, from cotton fields to Congress. He tells that story all the time of his grandfather being in the cotton fields, and he gets himself in the Congress. And it's a great American story. He's going to be the happy warrior, and he's going to be story hour with Tim Scott. He's just going to be reminding people to look at him because of his great American story. And it is a great American story. It's a great American success story. The left doesn't like Tim Scott's story because Tim Scott has proven, as by the way, millions of others have as well, that America is not inherently or systemically racist and that you can live the American dream, regardless of what you look like. Nikki Haley will be bland. Nikki Haley will not, I'm going to play a lot of audio tomorrow morning on the show. And if I were a betting man, I will have Mark, our degenerate gambler, set odds on this. I would place a strong wager on the fact that Nikki Haley will have no clips on the show tomorrow morning. You can place the odds on that, Mark. I would say
under 0.5.
Yeah, under 0.5 Nikki Haley clips, and I would say it's a solid. I'd say it's 50-1 that I play a Nikki Haley clip tomorrow.
That's large odds. I might actually take that.
See if your buddies there on one of the online gambling sites has those odds listed. But I would be shocked if I play a Nikki Haley clip tomorrow morning. Chris Christie, what to expect from him? A lot of farting and sweating tonight from Chris Christie is probably what you're going to get. What else is he good for up there? The guy's whole MO is, I used to be friends with Trump, but now I've seen the light of day, and he is the worst human being, and we can't have him here. But Trump's not going to be there. So what's the point of Chris Christie? He actually has a decent track record from his time as New Jersey governor of how to operate a state in a fairly conservative manner that leans left. But he's now become a caricature of that person. No one actually thinks of Chris Christie and what he did as governor. They just think of him as like wanting to mud wrestle Trump. So he's done it to himself, by the way. He kind of sold out to keep himself relevant on cable news. And if he tries to go back to, hey, I'm a serious former governor, I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm intrigued to see how it works. Asa Hutchinson, former Arkansas governor. He's going to be the guy who actually I believe, more than Chris Christie is going to talk about Trump. He's got this weird TDS, and I think Christie's going to try to redefine himself as a serious former governor. Asa Hutchinson, I hear the guy speak. He's not all that bright, from what I can tell, and he's got a lot of TDS. And then last but not least, Doug Burgum. Who is he? He's on the stage tonight, North Dakota governor. This is all I've got for Doug. That's all I got. I don't know what this guy's going to bring to the table. I have no idea what he's going to say, but maybe he's a wild card. That's what I'll expect tonight. 8 o'clock, listen to it right here on KCMO Talk Radio.